Assassin's Creed Origins. Could it be the best one yet? What's going on, guys and girls? It's Ghost Robo, and I am so freaking pumped for the return of Assassin's Creed. Yes, there have been definite missteps along the way. Yes, there have been games that I hated throughout the years, but I loved AC2 so much, and that game was so good that they've got me very hopeful that this year's entry can return the franchise to form. Now, we've got a bunch of leaks because that's what happens with Assassin's Creed. It seems like every year this stuff pops out before they intend for it to, and some posts and a screenshot. So I want to dive into all of it and give you my take. First off, the game that once was rumored to be called Assassin's Creed Empire now looks to be called Assassin's Creed Origins. It's kind of a weird name. It almost sounds like a compilation of like the origin of Altair, the origin of Ezio, the origin of la la la. It sounds like a name that's been used before. In fact, it hasn't. I just don't think it's as sexy as Empire. That's a great name. It's got a lot of like passion behind it, and it sounds like something massive. But Origins will do, right? The name only means so much, and then what really counts is the game underneath. And the game underneath is supposedly massive. We have one post that says it is a massive open world experience in ancient Egypt. They connected it a little bit to Skyrim just in the size and scope. They said the story revolves around the original Assassin's Guild and features two main characters, man and a woman. Now, no indication if this is player choice or more like Jacob and Evie, a tag team, but then there was a kind of contradictory post, and some of this stuff gets weird because they've been talking about Egypt and Empire for a while, and now the new stuff about Origins, Eurogamer comes out and says their sources say the screenshot is real, but in terms of all the specific details, I'm just going to give you all of them, and then we'll find out the full truth soon. So, is there two characters? Is there not? Everyone kind of seems to think that there will be modern day. They're saying no Desmond, but okay, Desmond's been gone forever, and I think that a strong return to modern day is critical for this game to get back on track. Look, it was a little corny, it was a little goofy, it didn't pan out well in the end, but I loved what they initially did with Desmond. I thought that was such a cool concept to be playing so far back in the past, and then right there in modern times. I think that's a really important element of Assassin's Creed. I think it's kind of a defining feature, and I hope they find a way to make them either connect, or make the modern day more exciting, or make them more puzzly, something of that sort. I think puzzles would be really cool. And try not to have the weird end of Desmond type stuff where it's just so bonkers it leaves you confused and kind of bothered. But do something cool in modern day. I think that's important. Apparently, it has a greater emphasis on exploration, and I can see that to be true. There's rumored to be boats. This screenshot shows boats, so I guess if the screenshot is real, then the boats are real, and there's boats back in the game. One of the posts says that you can travel up the Mediterranean as far as Greece. One says that they don't think Greece is in there, but boats are back. This is apparently most of the AC4 team, so that makes sense. And while I didn't really like the naval action in that title, I'm willing to try again, as long as it looks as good as the screenshot, because boy, oh boy, that water looks nice, the sun's shining, super bright, and it seems like this is a revamped version of the Anvil engine, so the game should look really, really pretty. They apparently are going to start talking about it sometime this month, which is interesting because E3 is, as you know, mid-June, and that's only 5-ish weeks away at this point. So 4 or 5 weeks, gosh, E3 is close. So apparently they're having a reveal at some point before then. I'm not sure if that is prompted by all these leaks or if that was planned. It sounds like it was planned. But hey, a lot of companies get out ahead of E3. Destiny 2, Call of Duty World War 2, Assassin's Creed following suit would not be a surprise. It would seem normal in today's day and age. But I like the focus on Egypt, and I like the focus on making it a big explorable world. I hope that there is a lot more variety as opposed to just tracking people all over and chasing floating pages and doing the things that we've come to know. Now, what era of Egypt is important? Because Egypt would be different depending on the eras. I did read one rumor that said you will kind of play different aspects, different riffs, if you will, of Egypt, which is cool. I think that's really awesome, and I liked how they did that in Unity, where you got to travel and play almost like different eras of the same area, and I think that would work really well in Egypt and be super fun. So I'm all about the Egypt location. I think that's been a smart choice from the get-go. Getting out of that traditional Europe look and feel is cool. Now, the concern is I did not like what they did in the AC3. I felt like that was one of the most boring environments to play in and didn't have enough verticality. Now, they brought verticality back in big ways with Syndicate and Unity, so hopefully there's some verticality here. Now, if you look at the screenshot, not a lot of verticality. I'm hoping that this is just a port, and I'm hoping that because it's a port and because it's a boating area, there's not a whole lot of buildings, but I'm hoping that at some point you're climbing cool big stuff. I think modern day being awesome, lots of cool climbs, and then a variety of missions are 3 of the most important things for this game. The next would be characters that count, and I don't care if they do 1 character, 2 characters, let you pick the character, but I hope that they have found a way to bring a little more oomph into the storyline. I feel like Ubisoft did a great job with Watch Dogs 2 and adding more intrigue to that tale as compared to Watch Dogs 1, so hopefully they've learned some lessons, and while these games are being developed completely separately, and AC Origins would have been, well along its way before Watch Dogs 2 was finished. I hope that just the general evolution of their ecosystem over there allows for a better plot. I think that is going to be critical, and a character that we can know and love and enjoy playing as is going to help this game be a whole lot more of a success, as opposed to having an ornery, annoying, kind of brutish character. You can do sort of that tough assassin without getting to be grating, and I hope they're able to find a way to do that. Now, in terms of it being like a big open world, sailing up to Greece, I don't know how I feel about that. How do you guys feel about it being even bigger? For me, I waver, because AC2, there were so many cinematic moments that I loved, and yet at the same time, we've seen so many of those. I wonder if going bigger and scoping this game to an even larger size does increase its awesomeness. It was fun to travel throughout different areas across the different Assassin's Creed games, and if it allows for Egypt to feel more fleshed out and to have more variety, I just hope that they do dedicate some time to more linear mission design. I feel like when they do that, I'm much more invested, and sure, it's fun for all the tracking and tracing and blah, blah, blah. Actually, it's not really fun. Let's be honest. We wish that they would just get rid of those trailing missions. It's fun to explore the world. I'll say that. It's fun to assassinate people from high above. It's fun to kind of play at your own pace. But I do hope that they have some more finely tuned, developer crafted and created missions that allow us to use our movesets in ways that are awesome and cinematic. I also hope the combat is really refined, because I was thinking the other day about what about Assassin's Creed do I need to see improved in order to really feel like this is a monumental leap. And obviously, a whole new era, a whole new world, better modern day, really cool characters. But I think combat, if you can get that down, man, that's going to go a long way, because it's been fun, but combat has evolved so much since the early Assassin's Creed. And I feel like this one needs to hit that in a way that feels fresh, and a way that feels fast, and a way that feels like a challenge, but like a skill challenge, right? I don't want it to just be like defend. Like if you boil it down, Assassin's Creed to me is like a more boring version of Arkham combat, and I would love to see this become not the lesser version of an old combat system, but rather either something new entirely or a fast, fresh take on that previously installed system. Now, in terms of where this game will take the franchise, that's still TBD. We're going to have to wait on more information from that, and if it's going to have any connection to past Assassin's Creeds, how that'll all work out. I'm sure it will in some way, but frankly, I hope that it kind of feels all new. They took a year off. I think that was super smart. It was getting very rote, very stale, very fast. And so giving it a break and doubling down on development time for Assassin's Creed Origins is the best thing possible. I do want you to know that in the screenshot it says assassinate the crocodile. So is that a real crocodile, or is that a person called the crocodile, or is that a code name for some past Templar type person? I don't know, but either way, it has me excited. And I'm really, really, really just hopeful. I think that we need a good Assassin's Creed game, and I feel like Ubisoft has done a pretty good job lately. For Honor was really fun, although it had some issues, and the community definitely clamored about those. Watch Dogs 2 I felt was pretty darn strong, and one of my favorite Ubisoft games. And then even Far Cry Primal, I felt like they were able to capture a pretty cool gameplay loop and an interesting environment and make that work really well. So Egypt is a setting primed for a near perfect game. And I hope that they're able to merge a lot of the different aspects of past Assassin's Creed. And I'd love to see some more of the mystery, the intrigue. I love those little puzzles and that little mysterious modern-day hunt that was in the Assassin's Creed 2 past. And I think if they can get modern-day right here, I think if they can tie it in well, bring in sort of that thriller mystery aspect. I know they like to go heavy on the history, and I know a lot of people are really into it, and that's totally fine. And Egypt's going to be like so many people are into Egypt and that whole, world and realm and mythology and all that. So double down in history, that's fine, but give us some more mystery and intrigue. I think that is going to be really critical, and I'm super excited to see it. If they're saying it's going to be revealed soon, then awesome. I hope that it pans out to be something really cool. And if it, by the strange instance that none of this is true, and Origins is not called Origins at all, and instead it takes place in wherever, good luck, because I think Egypt has people excited about Assassin's Creed more than they have been in quite a while. I know for me it does, because I've played every single one, and I liked Assassin's Creed 1. I thought that was a pretty cool start. Assassin's Creed 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, and then, we go on from there, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, 4, all that, it's just like, it became something that I really kind of didn't look forward to and more like just dealt with every year rather than a game that I was excited about. And now with that break, and now with hopefully revitalized passion and revitalized design and revitalized character and plot, we can all be super hyped for Assassin's Creed again. So let me know what you think of Origins. Let me know if you're excited. Hit that like button if you are pumped for the game and can't wait for the reveal. I sure can't, and I will bring you that info as soon as I can. Until that time, everybody, thanks so much for watching the Untitled Day. Drink some hot chocolate. I love you all, and we will see you all later.